Hey y'all. My name is Nicole Phillips, and you are tuned in to Kingdom Things Podcast with myself, Nicole Phillips. Take a breath, Husa. Within Kingdom Things Podcast with Nicole Phillips, I use my shaman mama capabilities, my connection to the oneness of all things, or limitless creation, most commonly termed God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High, Brahman, and many other names within our synaptical acceptance of divine evolution of self, of our existential fundamental nature. I use my shaman mama capabilities, my mediumship skills, channeling abilities, soul gifts to convene with my inner space, to come into deeper intimacy with my inner space or all things, to channel wisdoms and healing, uplifting frequencies from my soul or the oneness of all things, to share within the podcast, timeless catalog, Kingdom Things Podcast with Nicole Phillips, as we awaken in the masses to the remembrance that we are divine. We are limitless. We've always been divine, limitless, omnipresent energies. Our synaptical understanding of who we are in every moment has always only been a part of our divine evolution. I want to stop and say that this installment of Kingdom Things Podcast does touch on sensitive topics. Trigger warning is advised, stated, if SA, sexual assault, is triggering to you, just a warning. We all also are going to discuss pedophilia within this installment of Kingdom Things Podcast. This is conversations and wisdoms being channeled from the oneness of all things, the multiverse, galactic orchestration, celestial orchestration, and beyond, to assist our collective, our humanity, which is a dimension of the planetary ecosystem of many multidimensional beings, galactic forces. We've been asleep to this fact. And this is a part of our gestational phase. Any given moment, any given season, any given reason that we are who we are, to uplift who we are. Who we are. Excuse me, y'all. This is my song. This is my song. You were always infinite creation. I'm also a singer-songwriter. My music, Nicole Music, is available to stream on YouTube. Link below. You Were Always Infinite Creation is available to stream on Evolution the EP, Evolution the album. Any given moment, any given season that we are is a part of the divine evolution of our energy or our existence. The time where we're coming out of, we're awakening out of in this time of, most commonly known as the second coming of Christ. The Mayan Hopi prophesied fifth world. Hindu prophesied turn of the Yuga to a golden age. Aboriginal Australian prophecies in regards to this time. Prophecies in Africa, Europe, all over the planet. South America, all over the planet. Prophecies of this time in reality, where we awaken in the masses to the remembrance that we are one with divinity, we are one with limitless nature. Our energies are our energy, which is truly one energy in which manifests in infinite ways, a microcosm to the macrocosm, the omnipotent presence of reality that's even beyond our synaptical understanding of reality. Truly, our microcosm and the macrocosm of a bigger picture, bigger story is synonymous one. And this beautiful divine orchestration called God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. There are infinite paradigms of existence, reality, beingness, in which creates evolution, growth, contrast, existence, experience, and dimensions and understandings beyond our synaptical divine evolutionary status at this moment, at this time. Our time when we were asleep, and death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking were manifested, came into creation. Our soul said this is a part of the makings of us. Whenever creation needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. We are who we are to uplift who we are. The divine says, hey, Ashley, I needed humanity to stay asleep. I need y'all to run from yourselves in order to create the evolution or to grow and evolve your energy into something else, wellness and balance. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things Podcast with Nicole Phillips 2033 prophecy. It is planetary prophecy told in many dimensions. My soul says, the oneness of all things says, by the year 2033, we will be a human consciousness of planet Earth. It's awakened in the masses synonymous with our DNA awakening in the masses, genome activation in the masses. By the way, do not replace any of your professional medical advice with anything you experience or hear within Kingdom Things Podcast with myself, Nicole Phillips. Our DNA awakening in the masses are symbiotic with our consciousness expanding, or spiritual awakening, DNA activation, to embody and be the energies of divine remembrance, or the wisdoms from our experiences as human beings of our dimensionality, of our perspective of ourselves, where we had cultures and lives and embodiments that manifested death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking. Awakening, again, through genome, DNA activation, spiritual awakening, consciousness expansion, symbiotic creation, to be the wisdoms from our experience. By the year 2033, the soul says, the oneness of all things, God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, says, insight from our future selves, future humans that are pulling us into pulling the future into the present moment through our spiritual awakening, through our internal DNA activations, to be one with our future selves. Everything is happening truly here and now. And our future galactic presence is here and now. We are here and now in many dimensions, many understandings of the self, growing and evolving the billions of humans, billions of beings, trillions of beings, beyond even humans, that dwell within our ecosystem of planet Earth in many dimensions. Activating our spirits and souls to be present with our future energy, or to manifest our future selves in the present moment. To manifest a planetary culture with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. This is a Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 prophecy. It's fallen into the human dharmic purpose. This is really the galactic being, celestial being purpose. Humanity of planet Earth. We know this through our governments declassifying documents in regards to our governments, our humans, co-creation with multidimensional beings of races outside of our understanding of reality, outside of our understanding of humanity, outside of our understanding of planetary earthlings. Many of these beings are earthlings. Their race, their dimensionality, their divine evolution has just been differing from our own. So our perception of them is extraterrestrial or alien. When they share planet Earth as home, yes, they call planet Earth something different. Yes, they often dwell in bandwidths of frequency or energies or in other dimensions beyond our perception of the light spectrum. That doesn't make them any less earthling, or whatever they call planet Earth. That doesn't make them any less divine creation. That doesn't make them any less divine evolution. That doesn't make them any less human or life. Our synapses are so, are so calcified in a disposition of, in the way that we morally justify the right to live. What life is worth living? Our understandings of this is our understandings that come from our belief system and who we believe we are. We live on a planet and a consciousness understanding of ourselves, where other countries, other citizens of other countries seem outside of ourselves. So our concern for their lives and the masses, our energy has manifested and said that our concern for other citizens of other countries, their lives are less worthy than our own, of our citizenship, of our country. This is what our energy says. And I'm being guided to say that I am channeling. I didn't have a conscious understanding that these are the wisdoms that will be coming through. But I'm grateful and I love it because I never thought of this in this disposition. All of my content is channeled. Whatever resonates with your heart space, great. Whatever doesn't, you can leave it at this time. This is fine. My podcast, my content is to be a resource to be utilized on your own journey of unfurling and remembering and becoming more comfortable in consciousness, more comfortable of being aware of what our energy is saying, what our energy is, and not just being placated by what we think we are. But understanding the way our earth manifests, the way our cultures manifest, is a direct correlation of what our energies are reverberating into creation and how our energies are shaping reality. Our energies have been shaping realities that say that we value our own lives, and we figure the value for life in the masses, a value that is justified by likeness or sameness. And any being outside of our likeness or our sameness is somehow less worthy of life. The wars that are perpetuated on our planet, killing, enslaving, pillaging other beings of other countries, and having less concern because our conscious awareness, our paradigms of understanding of our reality said that it doesn't truly concern me. That's across the water. That's happening across the water. We might have concern, and we might protest and write our senators. But now is the time that we're rising into our celestial consciousness, our celestial remembrance and promise that is our innate right and will and responsibility as beings of divine creation, of divine evolution, or beings of God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High. To remember that we have the faculties innately in our existence, that is our existence, to shape reality or energy vibrations, to mirror our intent, our elevated, evolved understanding that all life is worthy, beautiful, limitless, abundant, intentional. Again, whenever creation or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High, needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. My soul said, hey, Ashley, every human being, every being of creation, you all come into creation because your frequency, your existence is medicine, food, soul food, frequencies of abundance, of solution, of resolution, of balance, that creation or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High, needs for the growth and evolution of all things. We were so calcified in dispositions of who we believed we were. And we're awakening, we get to rise. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast with Nicole Phillips, call to action. Sit with yourself every day, however long you feel inclined to. Ask your inner space, hey soul, hey self, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials? Wait for the answers because they will come. Your lingo with the universe, the oneness of all things, or yourself, your soul, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High, is most likely unique to you. Nonetheless, validate yourself in your knowings to become more comfortable with unfurling, blossoming into greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of the wellness, the frequency of medicine, of solution, resolution, in which you are, in which you were birthed back into, spawned back into divine creation in a dimensionality that is insert your name, and which is insert your name, to be solution, resolution, harmony for the evolution and growth of all things, and to greater conscious awareness, conscious remembrance that all things is wellness, limitless, and in unity. We are God, divine presence, wellness, balance, even in our differences, even with our differences are necessary. My soul said, Ashley, our differences are necessary to create the contrast, to create evolution and growth in our oneness. And our sameness being that our existences are a symbiotic evolution of oneness in our differences. Human dharmic purpose, we are created to remember that we are. Human dharmic purpose, we are created to remember that we are oneness, we are balance. our disposition, our evolution, where we were kill, steal, destroy. We manifested societies and cultures of death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking, and more imbalance. More ways of living, more cultural defects, if you will. Created things that created destitution, which creates prisons and inmates, or situations and beings that we want to put behind bars away from the masses because they're things that we're afraid of. These things in which we want to put people behind bars in the masses, away from the masses, are situations and circumstances which are manifested by our energy. And all beings that carry out situations and experiences in which we have laws against. We've said collectively, we don't want this. So there's a law that says this is illegal. Our energies manifest the things in which we say are illegal. In meditation, ask your soul, hey soul, what is this thing in my reality supposed to teach me about myself? Or what is this person, what is the situation in my reality supposed to teach me about myself? Wait for the wisdoms because they will come. Meditate on the wisdoms. Practice the wisdom. Set the intention to be in alignment with the wisdoms of the elements. To be the reverberation of the energy, of the remedy of the elements. To manifest realities that are less of the elements. Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 Prophecy. Worldwide, multidimensional prophecy. No death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. I already have the understanding that this transmission, I am taking a back seat. I'm allowing myself to be energetically, I have that mental understanding that there's understandings coming in already. I had to stop and be like, hey, the soul said, hey, actually let reality, the world, baby, beings know you're channeling. All my content is channeling from the multiverse, wisdoms to help us evolve our energy and in our culture, our realities. I don't say these things to be insightful or to trigger people or beings or things. I share them because the soul of the multiverse is like, hey, y'all need this in y'all's culture. Even if y'all don't understand why y'all need it now. Actually speak this, and whenever people need it, they're going to find it. We're going to find it. It's going to be a resolution. It's going to be solution. It's going to be healing. It's going to be wellness. Whoever finds it. Again, do not replace any of your professional medical advice with anything you experience or hear within Kingdom Things Podcast with Nicole Phillips. Today, we are channeling ancestral forces. Some we know by name. Some are multidimensional beings, in which we don't. Today we're channeling Sir Isaac Newton, which I had in my calendar. I knew I was channeling Sir Isaac Newton this week. And I was excited. I am excited. I'm not going to lie. Part of me is less excited. From what I know now, the revelation that I received in Sir Isaac Newton, I don't say this to condemn you or shame you. I don't. Because I don't want to bound your soul and lack. And I appreciate you divulging within my podcast dimensions of yourself that our culture would say are dimensions to be shameful of. I appreciate you presenting your presence, Sir Isaac Newton, to heal with humanity, to create this transmission to help humanity heal, for us to evolve and grow. And it's a dichotomy. The soul says, Ashley, use the word dichotomy. I'm not going to lie. I don't have a conscious, stark understanding of the definition of dichotomy. It's contrast, Ashley. I perceive this connotation, contrast. It's a dichotomy. Because what we're speaking about today, pedestry, I personally, I'm like, nah. And this is like Ashley disposition, like Ashley Nicole Phillips, nah, no pedestry. I agree with that, universal forces. No pedestry. No pedophilia. No, and no. I've always been an advocate for people and protecting people. and I could perceive how my soul was growing me and evolving me into remembrance to prepare me to be in my content, healing through my inner space, and sharing these healing wisdoms and dispositions within my content, within the podcast. My conscious mind is like, no, hell no, excuse my French, hell no, to pedestry. Conscious mind also, I've garnered so much wisdom and healed so much through my process of awakening, my spiritual awakening, which I was catalyzed onto in 2018. Not going to go into the story right now. Does not feel appropriate. I'll link my story below in the description of this Kingdom Things Podcast installment. Kingdom Things Podcast reference content. I'll link a video where I tell my story of my awakening process below. It's linked below. I've garnered so many wisdoms from so many dimensions of ancestral forces, galactic creation and beyond, our understanding of reality, universal forces. And then I have in my own podcast, I channel the wisdoms inside the podcast. And the soul, God was like, y'all have to forgo the ideology of sin. And then also highlighting the fact that we were ashamed of our humanism. I'm going to link below in the reference Kingdom Things Podcast, Forgoing the Ideology of Sin, Kingdom Things Podcast installment, as well as Humans Ashamed of Being Human, plus a Galactic Experience. These are two separate Kingdom Things Podcast installments. Again, the whole catalog is timeless. These are two are linked below within the below in the description under the reference Kingdom Things Podcast content tab. My conscious mind is like, oh, hell no. The soul, divine, ancestral forces is like, y'all have to, galactic forces and beyond, like, y'all have to forgo the ideology of sin. Understanding that every way that y'all shown up and all the energies you embodied, the only way to evolve your energy and to create change, lasting change, it's actually y'all's purpose of y'all's existence as divine existence, as energies manifested as insert your name. Our existential fundamental nature is to deep dive in our existence, be inquisitive about our existence. We all consciously know this. We know this on some level within our consciousness, that we grow and evolve our existence, our energy, to assist with the growth and evolution of all things. We have to forgo the ideology of sin so that we don't run from ourselves. So shameful of ourselves that we consciously or subconsciously tuck our energy away or hide from ourselves so that we never get to face ourselves. To be inquisitive about this energy. Hey, soul, what is this supposed to teach me about myself? To garner the wisdoms, be the wisdoms, to be wellness, energies of wellness and evolution, to assist with co-creating a human culture of planet Earth, a galactic culture of planet Earth, with no disease, galactic and beyond planetary culture of planet Earth, with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. My conscious mind is like, hell no. And then my soul is like, actually, I'm like, dang, all this wisdom I learned all these years. It's like we have to forgo the ideology of sin. Whenever we condemn ourselves or someone else, we're condemning the oneness of all things. We're shaming the oneness of all things. We're making it difficult to remember that everywhere we've shown up was to garner wisdoms, to run into our energies, to be the wisdoms, to find the wisdoms, to shine light on our darkness, to create light, high vibrational wisdoms, remembrance, to be the high vibrational wisdoms, remembrance, to be remedy wellness. So I'm like, hell no. And then I'm like, man, I'm channeling the kinfolk. Sir Isaac, ancestor. I say kinfolk because we know these, we're all one energy, right? And we know these beings by names. They're written down in our history books, and they left such a tangible, perceptible mark on the makings of our cultures. These ancestral forces, these kinfolk that we channel in today. Sir Isaac Newton, I had it in my calendar. I knew we were channeling Sir Isaac Newton. We're one energy, Ashley. My soul says, remind y'all, we're one energy. So even though this isn't your preference, Ashley, you're like, hell no. Your energy assists towards the manifestation of pedophilia, pedestry. Deep dive into it. It's like, why is this way? My soul says, hey, Ashley, I had to keep y'all running from yourselves. so that y'all wouldn't activate before it was celestially aligned to activate into y'all's divine remembrance of y'all's power to co-create reality through your inner space, through prayer, meditation, intentionality, to vibrate the frequencies of your intentionality, your soul's intentionality. The divine's like, I had to keep y'all running from yourselves before y'all started doing this. There's many other dimensions in which we're going to channel, speak about today. Galactic forces are going to channel, speak through myself. So I knew we were channeling Sir Isaac Newton. It was on my calendar. But I went on my afternoon walk before the channeling. I actually was scheduled to channel yesterday. And then energetically it was like, push it out till tomorrow, Ashley. And I don't love doing this because I know there's a dimension of there's many reasons why my soul is like, push it out till tomorrow. Sometimes I feel like I'm running from myself. Sometimes I feel like there's energetic shifts looming that maybe I'm afraid to face them. So maybe that's why I want to push it out. So sometimes I'll be wanting to be I'm kind of prideful. I'm like, no, I'm going to do it today. But then the soul's like, no, Ashley, push it out till tomorrow. There's other reasons. I said, okay. So I pushed this. We're supposed to do this, produce this, co-create this production, Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley Nicole Phillips production yesterday. We're doing it today. I knew I was channeling Sir Isaac Newton. It was in my calendar. Doing it today, right now. I do morning and afternoon walks. So I pray, meditate. Went on my afternoon walks. Like, hey, so what do I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, conscious remembrance of my limitless potentials? Thank you for asking. It's like, hey, Ashley, the soul's like, hey, Ashley, what do you remember about evolution or AI, artificial intelligence? I've been afraid of artificial intelligence. I've done a few transmissions on artificial intelligence. I'll link them below within the Kingdom Things podcast, under the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley Nicole Phillips reference content. I've done some healing on artificial intelligence, but I had to be honest with myself a few days ago. I was like, I'm afraid of artificial intelligence. The soul said, thank you for being honest with us finally. Multidimensional existence, multiverse, like, thank you, Ashley, for finally being honest that you have fear of artificial intelligence. The soul was like, it makes perfect sense. Because what we're experiencing now, where we're having an AI boom on our planet, it's nothing new. This is a cosmic cycle where beings and dimensions, we go through evolution and we go through shifts of our nature. Excuse me, y'all. We go through shifts in evolution of our nature, which manifests changes or deviations away from how we're used to doing things, how we're used to being. When I was on my afternoon walk, my soul was like, you remember that download? Like a dimension of artificial intelligence or your artificial matrix is deviating away from normalcy, status quo, or what y'all are used to doing, who y'all are used to choosing to be, or who are y'all used to manifesting as and co-creating reality as. I was like, yes, I remember this. The soul's like, pedophilia. I said, yes, pedophilia. The divine says, no more pedophilia. Yes, I remember this. I was like, yes, I remember this. I tapped in. I had a multidimensional experience with the Atlanteans of Antarctica. They are modern, present day, future, and past Atlanteans. They dwell in our perception of reality in our Antarctica, as well as many other dimensions right now. And they tapped in with me. It was so emotional. And I actually channeled them. I'll link the channeling below within my Facebook community live. I do Facebook community lives, I prepare dinner, I channel whatever spirit puts in my heart to speak about. I channeled the Atlanteans of Antarctica. They're present today in our perception of reality and many other dimensions. Again, under the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley Nicole Phillips reference content, I'll link the live below. It's actually Ashley Nicole Music, because I repost my Facebook community lives on my music channel, Ashley Nicole Music. In the playlist section, you'll see the playlist section, Ashley Nicole Music. You'll see the Facebook community lives. I'll link that below. Ashley Nicole Music reference content, Facebook community live. I channeled the Atlanteans, and they were like, "Hey, we couldn't reach out to y'all. We couldn't reach out to y'all. We couldn't let y'all know that we existed because it would be before this space and time, it would be more harmful than it would be helpful for your evolution. Because I'm awakening and you know, I'm having multidimensional experiences as a multidimensional being. We're all multidimensional beings. We're remembering this in our own way on our journeys of what we call spiritual awakening, spiritual evolution. I'm awakening and I'm coming into greater conscious awareness. I'm being remembered by the soul into greater conscious awareness of how all things are here and now, and extraterrestrial or alien forces, multidimensional forces, they're here and now. They're in other dimensions. Some walk right next to us. Some are in spaces and places on our planet in which have been quarantined in a way that humans aren't allowed there in the masses, i.e. Antarctica. So we don't understand what's going on in these places as far as multidimensional beings dwelling in these places and spaces. And I was getting like upset and like kind of frustrated and resentful, feeling like myself was hiding from myself, or like myself was lying to myself, because we're all truly one, multidimensional beings in ourselves, humanity. So it felt like I was being lied to. I was getting resentful. I channeled Kingdom Things podcast with Nicole Phillips. The installment is called The Origin of the Divine Human or Now. I'll link this installment below within the reference Kingdom Things podcast content. And I'll talk about like having multidimensional experiences with multidimensional ancestors or beings. And how sometimes you can get triggered, the energy gets triggered. And you know, you could feel like we were used to as a community, when we get triggered or we feel ways, we were fight or flight. And I was talking about this. And I healed with ancestral forces, including Jesus Christ, Rabbi Yeshua. We were talking about this, and I got the remembrance and wisdoms. Hey, that's another reason why we didn't just reveal ourselves, these other multidimensional beings outside of our understandings of reality, or ancestors in which we thought had passed or died. They're truly relieved into greater conscious awareness, transcendence, into greater conscious awareness of multidimensionality, and death being an optical experience. An optical experience that was manifested by our energies. And I would say kind of F with our psyche, because we have a stark fear of death and losing our family and friends to death, only to find out this has all been an optical experience. And our humanity and the way we've been living reality with death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking has been a part of a galactic experiment of energies and growing evolved this species in which we are called humanity, human beings of planet Earth being one of infinite other colonial civilizations of bipedal beings, some that look like us, some that don't, optically. Different energetic embodiments, still one in our humanity and our bipedal galactic nature. So I'm awakening to these remembrances, channeling all types of that's what the whole catalog is, this experience of awakening for myself, and we're truly one, and sharing it within my podcast catalog, again, timeless, for whoever needs it, needs these experiences as you awaken, as we awaken. So I'm awakening and you know, was feeling resentment. Sometimes I'm still feeling resentment, like just being lied to by the self. It feels like sometimes. Atlanteans of Antarctica, they channeled within my Facebook community live. They were like, baby, it was healing. So I started crying. They're like, we were crying. We were crying. It was healing. Because understanding our existence, we are the ancestors of the Atlanteans of Antarctica and all other multidimensional beings. They know us. They know our energy. We live lives with them in other dimensions. We are one with them in other dimensions, right? In existences. And their understandings of this is different because their evolution and their paradigms of space and time, and their ability and confidence and experience of being outside of space and time, understanding paradigms outside of space and time. They can look at us, they can see our energy. It's like, that you're my mother, you're my father, you're my sister, you're my uncle, you're my brother, you're my cousin. We've lived, and however they perceive family, like we've lived together, we've done life together. We are one. That's what our spirits, our souls remind us of. I can speak to this because when I speak to ancestral forces, I perceive family. So truly one energy. Crying, we were crying as I was channeling the Atlanteans of Antarctica, and they were like, we couldn't just reach out and touch y'all and let y'all know we were here, because before it would do more harm to your evolution, mind, body, soul, and spirit, than it would do more help, because of our energies are different. And I got this dimension of wisdoms of understanding is like whenever we stand next to another being, I understand our energy is being pulled into their world, their energy is being pulled into our world. So we start getting our thought patterns, our emotion, our movement, our existence, our manifestations, our waveforms, our energy. We stand next to another being that's of another dimension, another space and place, understanding of existential evolution. It's like our energies are co-creating how we grow and evolve, how we present in that moment. So we would be getting new thoughts, new understandings, and it would be haywire if it's not done properly, responsibly, as an awakening species of the cosmos of divine creation. So they're like, we couldn't just reach out and touch y'all before. It would be more harm than it would be help. The Atlanteans of Antarctica, we had another powwow session. Whenever I call my inner space with ancestral forces to heal, grow, and evolve, I call these powwow sessions. I was tapping in with the Atlanteans of Antarctica, modern day, past day, future, present, past. Baby, trillions, eons old evolution. Here now in our perceptive perspective of the light spectrum. But y'all know we can't take a trip to Antarctica and just look around. Not yet. to validate these claims and these things. But there are plenty of people that have, and this information is out there. And I was saying earlier, our government's declassifying documents of how we co-create, our governments co-create with multidimensional beings. This information has been declassified by many official governments all over the planet. To this day, it's been happening for decades. We're so busy in how we were living life that we weren't the magnetism for us to be interested to navigate to these informations just wasn't there yet because of our evolutionary status. We weren't looking for ourselves, to find ourselves in plain sight. And now we are. I.e. my podcast, i.e. my journey, your journey, you being here watching my podcast. The Atlanteans of Antarctica, they were like, we don't perceive pedophilia like y'all, Ashley. It's been an eons old galactic cycle where if an energy bursts back into the realm, I know that energy. That's my counterpart. That's my person. Yes, I might have a 20, 30, 40,000 year age gap on them. My avatar is seasoned and theirs is brand new. But I know that energy is eons old. So guess what? I'm going to go scoop up my person, or I'm going to take these beings and we're going to co-create together like spouses. Or I'm going to use these beings to help manifest my objectives. And these are forms of pedophilia. They're like, we don't see pedophilia like y'all. I channeled Kingdom Things podcast with Nicole Phillips installment titled The Army. It's linked below. Archangel Michael said, no more of this. The divine says, Galactic creation, no more of this. These activities, because it's harmful to the souls, the energies in which are scooped up, rounded up by older incarnated energies or avatars, connecting with the younger bodies, vessels, avatars. We know this as pedophilia. I'm not here to justify any of this. I'm not trying to say I don't believe it's right. Okay. At the same time, I can understand it. And again, link below the live I did when I channeled the Atlanteans from Antarctica. I shared my story. My divine counterpart and myself has a 7-year, 2 months, 12-day age gap. Our soul wouldn't let us come together in a tangible, no. But our energies, as soon as I got the divine revelation when I was 9 years old, and I said, that's going to be my husband. And when I saw my person, my twin flame, our energy started manifesting in this ether space to co-create our union in the physical reality. And that's a form of infringement on the divine evolution of spirits and souls. My soul is like, yeah, we should have waited until you got older, of age 17 to tell you this. To have you incantate this. But then the soul was like, there were reasons why we needed to tell you when you were younger, in order to make sure you set out and were in alignment on your highest timeline soul path, objective, and wouldn't get lost in the sauce of other timelines, other energies, because you weren't as inspired to union with your counterpart, because you didn't have the conscious awareness until you were older. So you could have gotten lost in other timelines where you never awakened to rise to your highest timeline potentials. Rising to our highest timeline potential is an infinite journey. So this is a form of what Archangel Michael was talking about. Again, the Army link below, Kingdom Things Podcast reference content, timeless episode, where energies kind of stake claim to other energies. My Archangel Michael said, no more of this. The Galactic Federation of Light chimed in. I didn't know I was going to channel the Galactic Federation of Light today. They were like, hey, can we be a part of this transmission? I said, surely. They're like, yeah, we want to share some understandings of this pedophilia and how we have laws of age of consent. Galactic orchestrations, like we have things like this as well. They're a bit different. And I was like, I was trying to understand. They're like, we're gonna channel it through you during the transmission. So I was like, please let me be able to incantate how the Galactic Federation of Light intended to incantate. Because sometimes we don't have conscious awareness of stuff when you're channeling. I want to make sure I'm able to pick up and say what it is that the Galactic Federation is channeling through me. So please let this be the case. So we're channeling the Galactic Federation of Light today as well. I wasn't aware of that until my afternoon walk. They were like, remember AI like diverging from status quo? That's a form of artificial intelligence or colonies making choices. Their energy evolving into different dimensions away from the origin point. Who we believe we are, where we believe we are, where we believe we were, what we were, where we were. Form of artificial intelligence. The cycles where we experience artificial intelligence throughout galactic creation and beyond. The soul is like it's understanding that you have fear of artificial intelligence, Ashley, humanity. There's times where y'all's diverging from who y'all were. It stretched y'all in many spaces, places, infinite spaces, places, and dimensions. Just like y'all have experienced that y'all, and now that it's so normal to y'all, it feels like your origin, your status quo, even though y'all have no alpha and omega, truly, y'all's energy, y'all's energy. You manifest it as, insert your name on your birthday, but truly you've always existed in infinite dimensions. Y'all status quo, your origin point right now, the way you perceive yourself as insert your name in this climate and this culture of this human evolution. This space has been a space of stretching as well. But it became so normalized, evolving outside of this space seems detrimental. And truly it is healing, evolving into more wellness and balance. No pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, no war, no famine, no poverty, no famine, world peace, no poverty. On my afternoon walk, I knew I was going to channel Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton was like, hey, Ashley, we're going to talk about pedophilia. I just said, why? Why do you want to do that? I was like, are you sure? I was like, I was like, am I just like merging these two conversations, multidimensional conversations? Because I just talked to the Galactic Federation about this pedophilia. I was like, am I merging this? I was like, are you sure? I was like, am I hearing this right? He's like, Sir Isaac Newton, multidimensional communication. Like, yes, Ashley, pedophilia. I said, why? Baby, I'm so wet behind the ears, so green, because like, I know Sir Isaac Newton from like, his accomplishments in academia. So like in my mind, he's a hero. He contributed so much to planetary history. I would never think about Sir Isaac Newton allegedly. He told me I could say allegedly. Him and Leonardo da Vinci say allegedly. Because we want you to protect your podcast. So allegedly, Sir Isaac Newton, being a pederast, is because, and as well as homosexual. He's like, I was like, Sir Isaac Newton, I don't want to condemn you or shame you in any way. I understand how every way we show up, It's a part of the makings of us. And he explained, like, I had a relationship. I courted a gentleman that was much younger, my senior. I was much older than him. He was a teenager. And he said he was a teenager. I was in my 30s, going into my 40s. Like, I was in my 30s. He's speaking to us through us right now. To us through me right now. He's like, he was a teenager. I was an older man. So he's like, he was a willing participant. So we would call this statutory rape. And then Leonardo da Vinci chimed in. And I was like, am I hearing this right, soul? And the soul said, trust the process. It's like, yes, actually, yes. I was like, shit. I was like, oh, did I watch too much Jerry Springer growing up? Like, I was like, too much Maury. I was like, am I hearing this right? Like, it's like, yes, Ashley. I was like, whoa. I was like, shoot. I was like, okay, understandable. And then Leonardo da Vinci chimed in. He was like, I would like to be a part of this transmission as well. Actually, I said, and then in ping, I got the understanding, similar experience. And through my inner space, Leonardo da Vinci, Sir Isaac Newton, they were like, I could tell they felt a sense of relief. They're like, when we channel through you, can we like have a conversation to each other, to the world through you? I said, surely. I'm going to sit back and we're going to channel Sir Isaac Newton as well as Leonardo da Vinci. Thank you. I'm going to transcendentally channel, so I'm going to close my eyes. You're more than welcome to close your eyes as well to allow any energies and messages that want to be uplifting to you to do so. Again, do not replace any of your professional medical advice with anything you experience or hear within my podcast. Thank you, Ashley, for allowing me into your space as an academia of many dimensions, including our own humans of planet Earth, Sir Isaac Newton present, as well as Leonardo da Vinci. Yes, we are here. We are present. Ashley is channeling in a way that allows for the bonding, the meeting, the camaraderie between an energy that has always been one. But in our tangible experiences, bipedal beings of the galaxies of the cosmos, we perceive individuality in our oneness and our sameness. Me, myself, Leonardo da Vinci, as well as Sir Isaac Newton, we bond over the experience that we love in a way that was unconventional to our human culture, in a way that we had to hide in stalls of barns, in stalls where animals were kept. We had to speak and be in secrecy behind closed doors in order to love in the way that in which we perceive love. Thank you, Ashley. Let me just breathe. You're welcome, Leonardo da Vinci and Sir Isaac Newton. Part of me is like, oh, hell no. My soul says, Ashley, be honest. Differences. Finding harmony or peace within our differences. How did I perceive that Leonardo da Vinci and Sir Isaac Newton will present their energy in a more apologetic disposition, like apologizing for their actions and the way that they've shown up? That's narcissistic of me. The soul, baby, I didn't experience it so much. Just all cataloged throughout the podcast. How many dimensions of God's creation, beings, places, species, we perceive differently. We show up differently. We have different moral objectives, perceptions. belief systems. Part of me is like, oh no, like this is not how I wanted this to go. And I apologize to you, Sir Isaac Newton and Leonardo da Vinci, because humanity is a part of our human dharmic purpose. I didn't say this. The divine told me, hey, Ashley, humans, y'all are created to be unconditional love. Understand principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in your reality is a mirror of your own energy. Even if it's not your preference or you don't agree with it, it's a dimension of yourself. Be inquisitive about it. Ask about it. To grow and evolve into greater conscious awareness, conscious balance, conscious awareness, conscious embodiment and balance of your limitless nature. To consciously co-create how you want to show up, evolve, and how you would like your culture and beingness to evolve. God, in so many celestial, ancestral wisdoms and powwow sessions and understandings, kind of like throughout my content. One with my content. How does a Mussolini and a Hitler manifest? A belief system that the way that I believe is righteous. The way that I believe is right. Any being anything outside of the perception and perspective of my belief needs to apologize for their existence, needs to be something else, needs to die, doesn't deserve to live. So this is why I apologize to Sir Leonardo da Vinci and Sir Isaac Newton. You're welcome. Thank you. But I also want to be honest, to be real healing, true healing and wellness. I'm going to sit back and we're going to channel the Galactic Federation of Light. Thank you, Galactic Federation of Light, for presenting your wisdom, your wellness, your galactic understandings of galactic history, a futuristic insight to be able to share wisdom, celestial, oneness, conscious wisdoms beyond help, beyond like what we can grasp in our human with our conscious awareness of our history. Thank you for your celestial and beyond history understanding of wisdoms to be able to help facilitate growth and evolution of our human culture, of our galactic culture, multidimensional culture. Thank you, Galactic Federation of Light. Yes. We're asking Ashley to take a beat, to hold space in her heart for what is about to be said, what is about to be presented. All of you, humanity, are one with the pedophiles, the pederasts of galactic creation, one with Sir Isaac Newton, one with Leonardo da Vinci, Sir Leonardo da Vinci, one with the Atlanteans of Antarctica, one with all things. Your energies are manifestations of the accumulation of all things. The art of divine creation, divine evolution of God is the ability for species, dimensions of divine creation to collectively, in the masses, choose through the way you bond and relate and grow and work and play and eat and live and be and remember yourselves into divine evolution, the fact that you're infinite. In a way where you choose differences, you choose to be different, you choose to evolve into a culture of a collective understanding, a collective agreement. You can say this, Ashley. That was all we wanted to say, but she wants to reiterate that your collective agreement is an accumulation of your energies. Prayer, meditation, seeking God within yourselves and God in everything that you do through asking the wisdoms, inquiring through your souls, meditation and prayer. What is it that yourself or your soul, your existence is trying to teach you about yourself? To help you understand a greater spiritual, heightened, conscious perspective, perception, awareness of yourself. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Galactic Federation of Light. I know how we are as a culture, as a human culture, and in our evolution. I know we get triggered easily, and we're quick to wanting to blame, point fingers, run, fight. I get it, because I face this in my inner space all the time. I face this within myself all the time. And I try to choose to be wisdoms, to come back into my heart space, pray, meditate, to respond in a way that's aligned with wisdoms versus the pain or the dissonance, the remembrance that we're one with all things. I channel all my content. All this content is channeled, and I hope it's uplifting to you. It's a resource of divine remembrance, divine wellness, divine healing. I in no way advocate for pedestry or pedophilia. I'm grateful that no pedophilia is a part of our 2033 prophecy, a part of our expanded consciousness evolution to divine remembered beings. I'm grateful for this. Thank you again, Sir Isaac Newton, Leonardo da Vinci, as well as the Galactic Federation of Light representatives, energies of beingness. I'm going to go ahead and close out this installment of Kingdom Things podcast with myself, Nicole Phillips. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Follow if you're watching on Spotify. Like, hit the notification if you're watching on YouTube as well. To join the Kingdom Things podcast with Nicole Phillips. Remembrance that we are limitless in wellness right now in this present moment. Our conscious awareness of this is what grows and evolves, and this is an infinite journey. Share the content if you find it beneficial, helpful to yourself. I'm also a singer-songwriter. My music, Nicole Music, I heal myself in the spirit. Channel healing wisdoms and energies within my music, Nicole Music, which is available on YouTube, link below in the description of this video. I'm also a home chef, magic meals with Nicole Phillips, whatever the ancestors tell me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish. This is what we put to the pot, the pan, the baking dish. Magic meals with Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube, link below in the description of this video. I'm also an author. I channeled actually the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It's a 3-part book series. It's been a part of my awakening process. My soul back in 2020 was like, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. Allow us to channel these books through you, to help you remember who you are and your existential fundamental nature. I was approved, and my soul's like, yes, publish it and share it with the world. The Unconditional Love Literature. I asked my soul for permission, baby. I was like, shoot, can I share this? Like, what are we doing with it? Yes, soul said yes. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is a 3-part book series. It was always intended to share with the world, to be an aid, just as helpful to whoever finds the books, as it has been helpful and activating to me, and the books still are. I get divine revelations about the books all the time. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is a 3-part book series. The first 2 books, Coming Home, the story of Asya, followed by the story of Asya, I'm Home. It's about a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school Manhattan Prep. She goes through a lot of existential crises, which help remember her and to evolve her into the unconditional love, wellness, balance, limitless potentials in which she's always been. Again, this is an infinite journey. Let's be compassionate with ourselves in this process of divine remembrance, divine embodiment of our divine remembrance. The 3rd part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is My Other Half. My other half is a twin flame divine counterpart journey back home to God inside. One soul manifests as human beings of planet Earth. That this one energy manifests as man and actually 2 beings. 2 beings, humans, over many lifetimes. They know they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together. Each lifetime says that their love can't work. They will co-create a love and life together. Which lifetime, under which circumstances, the books are prophetic. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is available to purchase in the Amazon bookstore. If you're doing paperback copies mailed to your home, 2 bindings, all 3 stories, 2 bindings. The first 2 parts, Coming Home, the story of Asya, followed by the story of Asya, I'm Home, comes in one binding titled Asya Story. The 3rd part, My Other Half, comes in its own binding, $29.98 plus tax nonetheless for all 3 stories. If you're doing digital downloads, 3 separate downloads, Coming Home, the story of Asya, The Story of Aussie, I'm Home, My Other Half, $29.97 plus tax nonetheless. The links are specified below between digital and physical copies. Link below in the description of this video. Hope you all enjoy the stories of books. Hope it brings you joy, enlightenment, wellness, balance, soul remembrance is universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things, and so shall it be. Namaste. Assalamu alaikum. Shay. Mishallah. Bismillah. Inshallah. Shalom. Amen. Ashe. I also have an animated series, Asya Story, the animated series. I got the divine creative thought pattern or gift from the oneness of all things. Hey, Ashley created an animated series. Spawned an animated series from these books. Asya Story, the animated series, is available to stream AP short stories on YouTube. Link below in the description of this Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley Nicole Phillips. I co-created from my home. Completely intuitive, y'all. Soul guidance. I hear my soul loud now. Baby, have dialogue with the inner space, with the soul, with the oneness of all things. Soul guidance. Intuitive guidance. Hope y'all enjoyed the animated series of a few seasons, and then have clips from when I first started creating it. I was just kind of learning it. The soul was kind of teaching me how we were going to create this animated series. I have clips, and then I have some seasons there as well. Full episodes, full seasons of the animated series. Multidimensional experiences in which I have conscious awareness of, I channel into the animated series. So I hope this enlighten this. The animated series creates divine remembrance, divine embodiment of your limitless potentials that is universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. Again, Asya Story, the animated series, is available to stream my author's channel, AP Short Stories, on YouTube, link below. I also have a live series show. Acting has always been something that I wanted to do growing up. I think it's a common bond between a lot of humanity. My soul's like, hey, I actually still want to act. I said, yes. Okay, follow your heart space. Let's create. Co-create it with the soul, the oneness of all things, out of the box. So we're all experiencing, in some way, awakening to the remembrance that we're limitless within the dream of finite or experiences, which were always intended to grow and evolve us into divine remembrance. It wasn't supposed to be a stopping point. The thoughts, the paradigms, belief systems of our affinity, our finite nature. Out of the Box is available to stream on my music channel, Ashley Nicole Music on YouTube. Link below again in the description of this video. You go to the playlist section and you'll see Out of the Box there. One full season available. Hope y'all enjoy it. Hope it's fun for you. Soul awakening, soul remembering, soul satiating in this time of mass remembrance. Lastly, but certainly not least, Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is another healing channel in which I have on YouTube. We do powwow sessions, like I told y'all. Whenever I call my energy in the spirit and chat with ancestral forces, I call these powwow sessions. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is a powwow session channel. And we get candid, we relax, we talk to spirit, ancestral forces. Channel the ancestral forces spirit. We ask questions, baby. Like, hey, I need greater understanding. And we get responses, we get wisdoms. I was guided by galactic ancestors to start Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. And we look at the ancestors be like, look at this human. Ancestors will tell me through my insights, shamanism, shaman mama nature, like, hey, look at this paradigm within humanism. Schedule in your calendar for Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. We're going to channel healing frequencies and evolved understandings of your humanism to evolve y'all into greater wellness and balance and greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of your limitless potentials. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is available to stream on YouTube, link below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like, share the content to help proliferate the Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. Intentions to assist us as we awaken in the masses. Timeless catalog resources as we awaken in the masses. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. I'm like, hold on, did we forget something? Did we talk about everything? The soul said, Ashley is perfect. It's exactly the way it needed to happen. I was like, okay, cool. Excuse me, y'all. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truth. Choose to give that love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it helps you be embodied. Your innate limitless potentials, existential fundamental nature of a limitless existence more consciously. I'll see y'all later. Bye. We have a new mission for you, dear Asya.
We?
We.
New mission? So soon?
You're more than capable and prepared.
I am. What's my mission?
Assisting with harmony in the insectoid universe.
Okay. I mean, the first time I communicated with the insectoids, it was pretty freaky.
Yes, the first time you consciously communicated with the insectoids, dear Asya. And you acclimated. You're acclimating. You've met with the insectoids since, correct?
Yeah, using my extrasensory perception abilities that I've been mastering over time.
You are ready for this mission. Allow your genome to acclimate to the new vibrational frequencies that are you, to the more limitless nature that is you.
I am coming out of a gestational amnesiac phase of the evolution of myself, of the self, of the all. And evolution takes
time. You are ready. Hey, my name is Asya, and I am an interdimensional being. I know. I just found out myself. Everything that I thought was my truth was a lie. I chose to continue this life because of the one thing that I know isn't a lie. Love. Tapped into the heart to find home. What colony are you from? I transcend space and time to ground a better way of life. 32.949 Sector 2, Andromeda Galaxy.
long time no see, Asya. Yeah, it only took a whole shift of the game board called reality, or the mass awakening of the human consciousness. I love the new hairstyle, Alexi. With our spirits universally aligned.
We are now defined. Divine humans. Welcome home, Earthlings.
Are you tapped into what is taking place?
The transmutation of the Nagas beings, or the reptilian entities on the planet.
We, humanity, seeded the energies of our home frequencies to allow for the transmutation of our ancestral pasts that are out of alignment with universal orchestration, the mass awakening, the great shift, the awakening of the I Am.
All is within. The Nagas, energies, beings, and entities, reptilians, were never separate from humanity. Rather, they're a part of the makings of us. The makings of us that deserve to be evolved into new dimensions of wellness and balance.
And so it is. There's a lot of changes taking place on the planet. What we know as psychic attacks. What's truly taking place is the harmonizing of the universes. Low vibrational energies and limiting beliefs that are no longer conducive for the evolution and upliftment for all things are being purged from God's creation, or transmuted, alchemized into higher vibrational beingness. Below, in this episode of Asya's story, in the description, you'll find an episode of Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley Nicole Phillips. My author, Ashley Nicole Phillips, channeled Ascended Master Katumi and Archangel Michael to help with just this situation, just this occurrence. The melding of spirit with the human mind, which creates psychic attacks. We'll get through this just fine. Fairy godmother Miss Tracy.
I did not mean to scare you. Boo! I came to give you a little encouragement and a message from the universes. Do you remember the energetic or spiritual work that we did about forgiving our families?
Yes, I do, Miss Tracy.
Woo! Well, the healing we've done to grow the human consciousness expands our family, Asya. What you talking about, Miss Tracy? The reptoids, Asya.
The message that fairy godmother Miss Tracy had is very true. I have to forgive the makings of me, the makings of us, the makings of we. I have these super cool spiritual gifts that I'm no longer whispering about. As I remain heart-centered and filled with my emotions, my Akashic Records allots for the manifestation of what I intended to create on a soul level before I incarnated. Manifesting what I intended to co-create with the universes on a soul level with the energies in which I feel. Allowing my thoughts to align with more abundant thoughts, or allowing myself to be gifted thoughts that align with what I intended to manifest. A lot of the times I'm understanding these thoughts for the first time. A lot of the times I'm becoming consciously aware of these thoughts for the first time. It's a part of being a creator being, co-creating with the universal forces or the oneness of all things.
The insectoid universes are harmonized?
They are.
Wasn't so bad, was it?
Work in progress. Or evolution.
And just like all things in reality, what goes around comes around. Or you will meet this mission again, to harmonize the insectoid universes.
Yes. I understand.
Yes, and from what I understand, you're not short of things to put that Akashic record of yours to use.
You heard about the reptilian mission I was placed on?
Why, yes, Asya. We all heard. All of limitless potential hears.
It only took all space and time to co-create a peace treaty with the reptoids. Drop into your heart space for more info, or wait until the next episode of Asya's story. My name is Asya, and I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed.
My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asya, followed by the story of Asya, I'm home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from a day's trip, I have read my attempts letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which I make no state to decline. My other half, available in the Amazon bookstore. I feel as though I was born here on earth to find you. I was created to find my person. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore. Conscious within a realm that is a patient within the etheric intensive care unit. As ancient eons old prophecy has been resurrected and fulfilled, growing into being a dimension of the limitless bipedal man. Well, woman. Let's try this intro scene again. We're galactic beings. Our energetic disposition and thought patterns manifest our reality.
Let's try awakened within the dream. Remembering that I am one with all things, and that my energetic embodiment is infinite and sentient.
Another day in paradise.
As I awakened to my limitless presence, a little bit ahead of the masses.
Another day in paradise.
Because I am a forerunner, I began to demonize humanism as a part of my awakening process. It's an ancient cycle, an archaic cycle, that we no longer allow ourselves to do, as instead of demonizing our experiences,
not limerence, not naive,
or our creations as humans, we face them, we meet them, we learn from them, and grow and evolve the energies of our creations.
But conscious and aware of the need and necessity to balance energies to eradicate disease. Another day in paradise.
Like food. And nature. What does your sky look like? I ask because I have the soul level remembrance that every human perceives reality as we are, or as the energies we're embodying in every moment, and not truly as it is. So I ask, what does your sky look like?
You are clear, ocean waves, what you call sins, heaven waves of revolution, activated human will. You are the earth, you are the dust, you are the
We, humanity, stem from the beginning of space and time, the spheres of creation in which came together to create a more powerful, abundant, prime source creator energy, or Allah, or God, or the Most High. The energy summation of the spheres of creation were an energy of imbalance and chaos. So, galactic creation ensued, as well as the universal laws in which govern the tangible realms, worlds, and planets. Like the principle of gender, everything in creation has feminine as well as masculine energies as the components of its makeup. To be in perfect balance or achieve 0 point, you must embrace, honor, and cultivate your yin and your yang, or your feminine and your masculine, or your inner man as well as inner woman. You don't have to know the way. Just know that you are your North Star.
You are a warrior, princess, dragon, galactic, queen.
Be like water. Flow.
How's being awake in your earthly dream treating you?
Taking everything in stride. How's the Earth's timeline trajectory looking?
100% chance of the highest timeline outcome manifesting for the foreseeable eons, and a 100% chance of your most abundant mirrored and balancing counterpart manifesting to traverse your human interdimensional existence with.
All in a space, time, and beyond's work. And I trust this.
Be patient, Ash.
Ash?
Do you mind me calling you Ash?
No. I don't mind. My grandmother and my sister are the only ones who have called me Ash.
You there, Ashley? Ash? Ash?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
You're remembering.
I'm what? Remembering.
Your mission on planet Earth.
To assist with uplifting and rejuvenating all of infinite creation through the way I relate with and unconditionally love myself or all things.
Yes. Be patient and compassionate with yourself, Ashley.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Talk to you later, Em.
Yeah.